Hey guys, it's John with ReelBlue Custom Rods. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do something a little different. It's not going to be about rod building. I wanted to show this fishing journal to you guys and kind of give you a little bit of background about it. I mean, if we're building fishing rods, we're all fishing, I'm sure. Maybe some are doing it a little bit more than others. I know I have a hard time trying to find time to get on the water and chase really any species of fish. But that being said, I wanted to show you something. I know I've put it in the community tab a couple of times, but I wanted to show you something that I put together and give you some explanation behind why I put it together. So this is the fishing trip memories, or the fishing journal that I made on the computer. I got around and sat down and designed it, created it. The artwork is by Aubrey Emmy, who's a friend of mine, who did the, I had this single mahi, and then the school of mahi commissioned by her, built the fishing rod. You can see, here's a picture of that fishing rod up here in the upper right-hand corner, a couple of pictures of what that rod looked like. And she's based out of Hawaii. So, really, I put this fishing journal together for a couple of reasons. And the reason is because I've had a lot of firsts, these last couple of years. And what I mean by that is I've been fortunate enough, to be able to get after some species that I've never really fished for before, or never had the time to fish for before, or I've had the opportunity to put a little bit of extra time in, to get after the species that maybe I wasn't so lucky at catching. And so I wanted to put this fishing journal together because of that, but also because I feel pictures are great. Don't get me wrong. I have my fair share of pictures. But as you get older, something that, I learned from, a previous, thing that I did in my life is where, sometimes we take things for granted. We have these memories, and they're great memories. But as you get older, sometimes people tend to forget some of those memories, or it becomes harder to recall some of those memories, or maybe you only remember certain parts of it and you don't really get a chance to remember the whole memory, for, whatever it was, something significant in your family or in your life that happened, a fishing trip or hunting trip, camping trip, a work event, something, anything, right? And so I wanted to create this for those two reasons. One, because I was having a lot of firsts on chasing some certain species of fish, and almost always I'm with somebody that's important to me when I'm doing that. So, and then the second thing is I just want to make sure as I get older, or when I am very old, if I'm not able to recall it, I can come back to these trips and maybe show this to somebody, read it to somebody, read it for myself, or maybe even have a family member, pass it down in the family once I'm gone, or something like that. So the first thing I want to do is just flip it over to the back. You can see that the artwork goes all the way across, starting in the back, it comes right around and wraps over to the front. So, that basically the fish come from the back to the front. So you have that school of fish look. Also in the back, it's just got a barcode down here. The reason why there's a barcode on here is that I published the book through Amazon, which was super easy, and it was great for me. It worked for helped me do what I wanted to get accomplished. So that barcode is an Amazon one, and also if you're interested in purchasing this, the link is down below. It is an Amazon link because I did make this in Amazon KDP, if you will. So. Again, the cover, it's got the school of mahi from the back to the front. It's got a black spine on it here. And then, of course, here's my logo. It's just showing everybody that I am the one, or ReelBlue Custom Rods is the one that created that. And then we're back to the cover. Fishing trip memories, pretty self-explanatory. We can open up the cover, blank page. And then we really kind of get into the book. There's 174 pages. And the way I have it set up is that you can fill out some specific detail stuff here about your fishing trip. And then you have the notes page over here on the right-hand side where you can get into more detail, tell the whole story if you want, because there's not a lot of room to do that here. So you can get into some serious storytelling over here on the far right-hand side where you can capture, second by second, if you will. And then when you turn the page, it just goes to the next trip. And then it's like that all the way through the book. Next trip, next trip, next trip, right? And then when we get to the back of the book, bear with me, we get back to the book. I've got a map of the United States to where, you can get in here and you can plot, make notes or dots. You can use stickers. There's anything like that if you want to show where you caught the fish in the United States. And then also the same thing back here in the back, but now we're talking globally, right? If you're out there chasing stuff globally, you can capture your worldwide fishing adventures here by placing a dot or something like that that you want to do. So what I am going to do is I'm going to start and I'm going to make my first entry into my journal. And the trip that I'm going to start this with is a 2019 trip on Easter. So I'm going to call this trip number 1. And it was on Easter in 2019. I don't remember exactly. I think it was like the 26th of April or the 21st of April in 2019. So I'm going to check the date to make sure that I get that correctly. But what I'm going to do is fishing trip 1, who I fished with. I fished with Joel O'Neill from Playing Hooky. All right, the season may be a little hard to see here, but I've got spring, summer, winter, and then fall. And so that was April. So we're going to go with the spring. So you can kind of color these in, or you can circle the one that you think that you prefer. So you can make, just because it was spring, here, there you go. You got a little flower. So you can kind of outline them, or you could just circle it depending on which one you wanted to capture. I know that this was a while ago, but I do remember it was about 85 degrees. Water temperature was 81. And it was a light wind that day. And then what we did is, so it was a catch and cook. So I have catch and release, took a selfie, tagged fish, catch and cook, got it mounted. And then if you tag the fish, of course, here you have a tag number where you can write that tag number if you wanted to. But I'm going to say that I took a selfie. And then we're going to say that it was a catch and cook. So what ended up happening, actually, Joe and his family kept the fish. So Joe O'Neill's son, one son is a police officer in Hawaii and the other one is a fireman in Hawaii. And so they kept the fish and took it to the fire department, and it fed the fire department and their families for probably quite a bit of time. So the best thing about this trip for me, first ever, and I know it may sound weird to some people will understand, but this was my first ever blue marlin. The elusive blue marlin rolled in at 414 pounds. And if you want to see what that bad boy looked like, here's a picture right here in the right-hand corner. This, my friends, was my first ever blue marlin, 414 pounds on Easter Sunday, 2019, in Oahu, Hawaii. And then going back to the location of the coordinates, clearly I don't remember or know what the coordinates were, but the location was Oahu. Body of water, Pacific Ocean. And I do specifically remember where we caught it in the Pacific Ocean. I know it, that may sound weird. You could add, so I got the body of water. Actually, I'm going to leave it as a body of water, and then I'm going to come back to the next part that I was going to say. So if you wanted to add a terrain feature name, so there's, we all have, there's Big Rock, North Carolina, in the ocean. There's Golden Gate down in Mexico off the coast of Cabo. So all these different ridges and hills and different terrain features within the ocean, of course, have names, and people have favorite names for them. So you could write that if you wanted to in the body of water. You could put that down here in the best thing about it, or you can also add it over here to your notes, and it's up to you. But again, species caught that day was a blue marlin, and I also caught 2 mahi that day. Mahi or dorado or dolphin, depending where you're at. Mahi, we're about at 0730. Blue marlin it was about noon. And tackle, trolling, top water, plug. Some people call them lures. Some people call them plugs. With I want to remember it was a purple skirt on that bad boy. Overall trip ranking, you can color those in, circle all 5, circle 2, circle 1, whatever you think it is. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to circle all 5 because, that's what I think it was. And then over here on the right, I can get in and write a whole story, which I'm going to do. I'm going to put as much detail in here as I can remember, but I'm going to save that for myself, and I don't want to bore you guys while I sit here and try to write it all out and fill out the page. But I wanted to show you, this book that I created, this fishing journal that you can use. It makes a great gift for any fisherman, fisher woman, fisher person. It fits. You can roll it up, put it in your back pocket. You can roll it up, kind of bend it like a taco, put it in your tackle box. It will fit in your boat's glove box. You can put it anywhere, and make sure that way you have it on there with you if you're trying to keep track of specific things, bodies of water, grid coordinates to your next favorite secret spot on something that you caught. You can keep that all in there. And again, 174 pages that you can keep track of your fishing trip memories, and keep them for a lifetime, and then maybe even pass them down to your family, or they can read about them, someday with you, or if you're not around, they're able to read them and read about the things that you were able to accomplish in your always endeavor to catch great species of fish, regardless how small or big they may be. So again, the fishing journal, you can get it at Amazon. The link is below. I feel it's reasonably priced. It's only $10. You can get it down there again, the link below, at Amazon, $10. Fishing trip journal makes a great gift. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmases, birthdays, anniversaries, you name it. Your fisher person in your life would love to have this. So, and also it's a great way to support my channel here at ReelBlue Custom Rods. And it's also a great way to support my business. And I do truly appreciate all the support that you guys have shown myself and my business as I'm getting ready to move into my 6th year of owning my own business. So, again, appreciate it. Thank you for your continued support. make sure you guys watch this next video here. And until next time, guys, take care. Bye.